video game show. It's a video game show. It's not a game show about videos. It's a video game show.
And welcome to the GamerCast Network Video Game Show for Friday the 13th, April 2007.
It's Friday the 13th.
Yes,
it is.
It's 10 o'clock at night, and I just now realized that.
This is episode 33. I'm Chad. This week for the roll call, when I say your name, tell me the game that you had the highest hopes for before it came out, yet when it came out, it was the greatest disappointment of your life. Bob?
Guild Wars. Because Guild
damn
Wars
it.
started out really freaking awesome until you hit level 20, and it ended up the game was entirely PvP. And if you had listened to this show for quite some time, when that happened, we bitched about it for a good hour on one of the shows. We just thought it was going to be just like a 3D Diablo, where you could play with your friends in instance dungeons, and you wouldn't have to worry about the rest of humanity.
And for the record, nothing on the box or
Indeed.
their website anywhere said anything about the fact that it was mostly PvP. It had such potential, too. You only had to buy the game, and then it was free. It sounded like the perfect game.
Yep, that's why I picked that as the game
it
that
sucked
disappointed me the most.
Ivan?
Guild Wars was a huge disappointment. I think second to me was probably Final Fantasy XI. Everybody I know bought the game, subscribed, started playing it, and then we realized it wasn't Final Fantasy XI as much as it was Final Fantasy walk for a really long time, only to be killed by a tree and then start over and have to
You
walk.
get killed by trees in Final Fantasy XI?
You got killed by anything except things with teeth.
Everything
like
was
bunny
aggressive.
or a beetle or a mushroom. I got killed by plant life. I just could not hold my head high as a melee getting killed by plant life.
But the worst part was literally just walking like a mile in the game. Really took a mile. 15 minutes or so to walk
a
a mile.
lot of walking, and the mounts didn't help.
Mine's not going to actually be fruitful at all, just because mine, after the whole Wing Commander 1 and 2 came out, Origin did Strike Commander, which was kind of like Wing Commander but on Earth, like flying planes around. Got it, and it really sucked. I couldn't stand it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, mine's old school. Yours are newer. Mine is older.
That's because the pain is still fresh. I'm sure there are old games that pissed me off too, but...
And in GamerCast Network community news, be sure to check out Gamertag Radio episode 95, where Godfrey talks with Spencer Brooks from EA about Boom Boom Rocket for the Xbox Live Arcade. Also, go check out PodTech at episode number 109, where they talk about the latest news on Halo 3 and the upcoming beta. Finally, go check out Uncle Gamer Radio episode number 25, where they celebrate the 1/4 point to episode 100 with a recap of how they got where they are. Also, check out our friends at DC Combat, who are getting ready for their first annual DC Bash tournament. I'll put a link up on the main page of the GamerCast Network site at www.gamercastnetwork.com. Finally, check out the interviews the video game show crew and hosts from the GamerCast Network shows had with Michael Wolf from Games for Windows and Mitch Gittleman from FAFSA Studios about the upcoming Microsoft Xbox 360 and PC title Shadowrun. The interviews can be found on the front page of the GamerCast Network site and on the minicast put out just before this episode.
Next topic.
So, of course, we're talking here about the little Mitch Gittleman interview we had on Tuesday concerning Shadowrun, and how we lost about half of the interview.
The good half, mind you.
Yeah, the good half. Questions and answers about the actual game itself. So let's address some of the things that aren't in the little minicast that's going out. Something you mentioned, Ivan, was the whole idea of being able to stick around with your fellow playmates as you do multiplayer servers, I believe that was?
Yep.
Would you like to expound on that?
Yeah, I was letting you finish. So one of the annoying things about lots of games, so you get 5 or 6 of your friends together and you play a match against 5 or 6 other random people, and after you finish playing that match, you can continue to play with all of the same people, or if you want, you can kind of reset and play a bunch of new different people, but the group of people on your side you can keep. So if you have, say, me and 5 of my friends, so there's 6 people, we can move from different group to different group and play different people. So if you get a bunch of douchebags that you don't want to play again,
Man,
you
when
can
does that
dump
ever
them.
happen?
Yeah. Say you have your 4 or 5 friends, you can keep them, but then dump the 4 or 5 strangers that you don't know, and then move to a new group of 4 or 5 strangers. The other cool thing, a lot of people don't like ranked matches. A lot of like the achievements are based around ranked matches, like get 100 headshots in a ranked match, get 100 tag grenade, frag, tags, tag,
Nice.
whatever you call it. But you don't get those achievements with the friendly play. What Mitch had said was there is no differentiating between types of matches. There's private matches and public matches. So you can either have a private match and only invite your friends, or you can have a public match, but there's no such thing as a ranked match.
Hey, are those very popular?
Ranked matches are for the main reason because of achievements and because of leaderboards. I've actually played on ranked matches with people where they've said, I get the sniper rifle because I only need 5 more headshots for my achievement. And, if you pick up the sniper rifle before they do, they have a hissy fit. And, that kind of stuff is just stupid and annoying. At least, between that and the dumping of people you don't like, you can avoid playing with douchebags.
Next topic.
And nobody ever plays with douchebags online.
No, there are no douchebags
No.
on.
No, you don't. In fact, you don't automatically turn into a douchebag as soon as you start playing online. That's not something that.
No,
happens.
you don't just start TKing your whole team just for fun,
No. Just because of the anonymity granted to you by the internet.
You remember when we did that, Bob, with
always.
Raven Shield? We'd play with the guy who's just a dick, and we'd all be on TeamSpeak. There'd be like 5 of us and one other guy, and he'd just be a total jerk, and we'd all sit there on TeamSpeak and say, all right, as soon as the round starts, everyone turn to this guy and shoot him in the face.
and then stand there.
Yeah, and then we just keep shooting him while he's laying on the ground. That combined with the fact that everybody who played Raven Shield in our little group of friends picked names of the
Star
real
Trek
names.
actors, not the people.
Yeah,
so
I was
it
Ricardo Montalban.
and I was Leonard Nimoy. Keith was William Shatner.
Invariably, we'd get somebody who'd join us to say, "What's up with the Star Trek guys?"
So you guys are really big fans. And I was like, no, I hate that stupid show.
That was the thing, is none of us even really like Star Trek.
No, it was just Keith picked William Shatner because he thought he was funny, and it just like,
me and Tom used to do something kind of. We used to do some really bad stuff on StarCraft. At the time we lived together.
that's nice.
During the
You two are
college,
cute.
They were bosom buddies.
You two are cute. You're just
during the
adorable.
college years, we had our 2 computers set up next to each other. So we would go on to StarCraft, and usually we allied in the same team, and then played 2 other guys.
Mm-hmm.
However, sometimes when we were really bored, we would start a match what we call 1 versus 1 versus 1, free for all. And then we'd start the match, and then he and I would team up, and we would just level the poor guy, whoever signed on as a third person.
Yeah. The internet has ways of turning one into an ass.
The worst one was when sometimes we would take turns beating him, so he didn't know we were actually doing it in tandem. And one time, I attacked him, and he asked Tom for help. Like, said, hey, let's team up together and take out the other guy. So Tom went into his base and started setting up photon defenses and cannons and everything.
No.
Oh, no, yes. And he turned on allied mode, so the cannons wouldn't automatically start firing at the guy's town. He had like 15, 16 cannons set up, and then turn allied mode off. And at the same time, I
Just
swooped
leveled
in.
this poor guy's
And I swooped in
base.
with a whole, carrier fleet, wiping out everything on the ground. Yeah.
See, you can grief in things that aren't MMOs, and we just proved it. There's all sorts of griefing to be done. Because we here at GamerTest Network tear down, we don't build up.
Next topic.
So this week was the big release of downloadable content for Guitar Hero 2 for the Xbox 360. And they have 3 packs of songs containing tunes from the original Guitar Heroes.
For the low, low price of your firstborn.
Now, each one of those packs, 3 songs each, costs 500 Microsoft points, which is about $6.25.
Eep.
So, if you start doing the calculations for figuring out how much it will cost you to get all of should they release all of the original Guitar Hero songs from the PlayStation 2 version on the Xbox 360 version, it's going to cost about $62 total for the 30 main songs.
Oy.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, so now there's lots of online sites having petitions.
It's very easy to protest.
Yes.
I mean, very easy to protest. All you have to do
Is not
nothing.
buy it. We've said it 100 times with
don't do anything. If
all the
they
other
don't
stuff.
sell them, the prices will come down, and then everybody can get them.
It's the sad thing is I look on other sites, I go through forums, and people are saying, yeah, this really sucks. I only bought one of the packs.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm like, you bought one of
You
the
know
packs.
what? The game is still fully functional without them. Just
Once you move beyond the price, the thing that I don't like is the forcing of bundles. Like, yeah, I would love Bark at the Moon, but the other 2 songs in that bundle I could give a crap about.
that's probably
I
exactly
would-
why they did it.
It's about $2.10 a song. I would almost, being the underlined word, okay with it if they offered them separately for $2 a piece, because then I could pick and choose which songs I wanted out of there. That would at least be better.
It's hard to disagree with you. But I didn't even buy the game, so that's me.
Does them releasing songs as bundles make it worse in your eyes? Do you want to buy this game now?
I probably won't buy any of them unless they have some strange bundle with 3 of these songs that I really want. Then I might do it. I mean, it would almost be better if they did it as a bundle. Say, pick any 3 songs and charge $6.25.
Oh, they'd make less that way.
Well, of course they would, but
And no, it does not motivate me as someone who doesn't own Guitar Hero to go out and buy Guitar Hero. In fact, that's probably makes me want to buy it less if that's what I have to do to get the songs that I want.
yeah, I'm not real happy. I will vote with my wallet like everyone else and not buy the packs because I don't like the packs and they are overpriced.
I'm not surprised. I figured they would try to, bump up the prices as much as they could. I mean, that's just good business sense, and people are paying for them. So apparently it worked pretty well. So, well, there's that. God, this is kind of a depressing show this week, man. We're just like down, talking about griefing and how this sucks, and our worst games ever, and
Next topic.
So Sony is patenting a new way to interface with the PS3 and their Vaio PC line. It's a controller that kind of fits in your hand, and what you're going to be able to do is manipulate objects on the screen virtually, kind of like the Power Glove for the old Nintendo. Here's the cool thing, though. The way it works is you're going to have tactile feedback response. So you're going to be able to feel things. Yeah, that's what they want to do, is they want to have it so you can actually put your hand out there and grab the ball. And instead of just like holding air, it's going to feel like actually holding a ball.
that would be dope.
I was going to say, all these cool things that they do, what kind of game are you going to be able to play with it that's not...
I don't care.
just a
I'm
demo?
gonna pick up the floating sphere. That isn't really there. That would be enough of a game for me. This isn't there. Can you feel it? Yes, I can, and it's not there. That would be cool.
There are devices like this in reality now, because for a few years I was in research and I had played with one that only worked on your fingertips and it let you pick up objects. You could actually put your hand in there and grab it, and it would, it actually was hooked up to a very powerful motor. So you couldn't like crush the things. It actually would feel like you're holding a true solid.
When I was still at school and I was taking my medical imaging class, somebody had a device for training doctors on how to do delicate surgery around the ear. And so what you do is you put on these goggles, and it's got like a wand that was representative of the drill that was hooked up in the same way. It had like motor feedback and all this stuff, and it was like fully movable in 3D. And then when you like turn the drill on, and you could like grind it into the bone, and it like would remove pieces of it all in real time, and it really felt like you were drilling into a skull, or at least I assume that's what drilling into a skull feels like. So yeah, I'm all for force feedback and all that stuff, and I hope this works pretty good, because it's a cool. If you've never tried something like that, it is one of the most bizarre experiences, and it could be really dope.
Next topic.
How about a dancing MMO? Oh yes.
Japanese, isn't it? Please tell me it's Japanese.
No, this isn't. This is from Acclaim, which is going to be free. It is free.
Oh, thank God.
If the only cost is your pride.
And you can interface with it either through the keyboard, or you can hook up your little USB PC compatible dance pad, I guess those DDR style ones. And what you're going to do is compete in dance-offs with up to 6 other players. And the way they're going to make the money? Microtransactions.
Of
Of
course.
course.
To decorate your avatar, to give them clothing.
I don't
More
need
use-
clothing. I'll just dance around naked.
More horse armor for you. Now that would be cool. I want my avatar in that game to be a horse. I mean, a prancing pony. That's going to be my avatar in the
Prancing
dancing MMO.
Oh, damn, what was the name of that pony they used to prance around all the time?
My Little Pony? Why do I know that?
Dude, we all know that. It's like Rainbow Bright and the Sparkle and the Sparklekins. The little things on Rainbow Bright that were like her little sidekick.
Okay, I am happy to announce that I have no idea what you're talking
Yeah.
Did you have a sister?
about. No females in my house other than my
Well,
mother.
there you go.
I had an infatuation with Purple Pie Man from Strawberry Shortcake. I always thought he smelled really nice.
Can't front against toys that smell like food. That's just America right there.
And you know what? Yet another reason for the winning side of pies and not cakes. There was no Purple Cake Man.
No.
But it was Strawberry Shortcake. And I do have to say, as far as cakes go, a Strawberry Shortcake
Is one of the best.
Is one of the best. And you know why? Because it's got the pie filling on the outside.
Right.
See, that's the only reason it's a good form of cake.
What about
See?
cheesecakes?
I don't know if that technically counts.
That doesn't count?
Yeah, no. Cake to me is, cake. The flour and the batter.
Right.
And
like
cheesecake.
flourless chocolate cake is the same
Right.
way. It's just this dense mound of congealed fat substance like
Yes,
cheesecake.
cheesecake is cream cheese and eggs and
Yeah.
some sugar. You know what it is, and the way it's cut? It's more like a pie.
You know what kind it is? It's just the crust would be the graham cracker crust. It's just very, very thin and only on the bottom. And the filling is just solidified and manages to hold its shape. I do believe it is more like a pie. What the hell were we talking about?
I don't even know. Purple Pie Man.
Dancing MMO. That's wow! Did we get off? That did not come out right.
You may have. I'm not there yet.
Wow! Did we stray off topic?
Next topic.
Okay, Oregon violent gaming bills. The Oregon lawmakers want a bill to prohibit the sales of ultra-violent games to youths who are under 18 years old.
Ultraviolet games, they wouldn't be able to see them anyway. Oh, God.
It's beyond the spectrum of violence by like 3 wavelengths. It's in the ultra-violent range.
They classify an ultra-violent game as any video game depicting serious injury to human beings in a manner that is especially heinous, atrocious, or cruel. Now, the key here is they're saying human beings. So, hey, if you make games that are violent to, I don't know, animals...
Dude, I'm totally putting out Horse Slaughterer 3.
Or Slaughter 3.
You gotta stop the evil horses. They attack you with
Oh,
pikes.
God, was that Braveheart?
Oh, yeah.
The horses
Yeah.
run into the pikes?
Yeah, and they just get stabbed because they're horses, and they're like...
And they're like,
be
oh,
like-
pointy thing.
pointy.
Ow!
Well, I'm currently getting kicked, so that means I keep going forward. Maybe they're not really pointy. Oh, wait, that's very
Wait,
pointy,
nope,
and
nope,
now
they're
in my
pointy.
lung.
Yeah, that's ow.
So, does it really matter here that they classify ultra-violent games as those against human beings?
Just all you have to do is pretty much just turn the blood green and say they're aliens.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure they'll throw something in there about humans or human-like or...
I think it's still pretty, ultra violent if you grab an orc by the head and rip it off, a la Predator style, and have the spine blowing in the breeze.
Tear off his arm and, make him eat it while his children watch. Or just, slowly strip the skin off of him while he's still alive and then, pour salt on it. Yeah. I'm just saying, our orcs are people, too. You should put that in there. It's ultra-violent against humans, orcs, or zombies, because they used to be humans.
No, it's okay to shoot a zombie in the face.
I think it's fine to shoot a human in the face
Well, okay.
in a game with the Sony haptic device.
Haptic.
That's what they're worried about, man, because they're going to make, Skin Shredder 300 for the PS3. It's like, here's the skin off the orc, and it's like you're just going to have a big hand that's got claws on the end of it, and you're just going to, feel your hand, rake down him.
Oh.
Practice on an orange. Okay, now you're ready for a baby. Let's practice on a baby kitten. It's not a human, so it's okay.
It's not a human. Ew, it's warm.
Next topic.
So let's talk some Japanese portable games. Let's talk Kaboo Torida Shunji, which is Stock Trader Instant. You play a game where you're a stock trader. This is coming out for the Nintendo DS. You're going to compete with your rivals to outdo them at stock trades.
You're going to work yourself into a frenzy and then wind up hanging yourself with your necktie in the bathroom because you just can't take the constant ringing of the bell and the little papers flying around your head. People shoving pieces of paper at you all day long.
And that stupid big glass dome machine that keeps spitting out that piece of tape at you, from the 1800s, ticker tape.
If I keep
would
doing
drive
it,
you nuts.
if I keep doing it, eventually you'll laugh.
Humor by attrition. It's our motto.
I just find it funny the Japanese are making this game because aren't they known for their high-strung business people?
Indeed.
yeah.
They're just prepping the kids for the workplace. You're going to dishonor the company, man. They're just preparing them for the letdown.
Yeah, commit seppuku then.
It's the only honorable thing to do.
Can't fall on your sword. You gotta cut yourself open with your Sony haptic device. Pull your own intestines out.
In this case, it'll be your DS stylus, apparently.
Oh yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
Oh,
That's
Which
a
is-
rough way to go.
It's gonna take a while.
unless you sit there and file it down and all that.
You gotta grind it down on the like the prisoners. You gotta grind it down on the sidewalk, get it to a nice sharp point, and go right for the jugular and hope you don't miss. Because man, that's gonna be a hard second try.
And finally, here they're bringing the Dragon Quest series to cell phones. They're bringing a full-fledged role-playing game to cell phones.
The cell phones.
I have a story. There's an interview with John Carmack from id Software. Apparently, he created a cell phone game called Orcs and Elves. So I was intrigued, and it was cheap. It was like $250 or something like that. So I thought I'd give it a try. So I downloaded it, and it is a dungeon crawling thing. It's a first person. You walk around the dungeon, you slay ogres and nasty things. You pick up gold and solve puzzles. And after playing for about 15-20 minutes, I realized I really don't want to play this on a phone.
Wow, do they make a PC version? Because this would be great.
Yeah, I can't see putting, if these things are, 30, 40-hour games.
I don't even know how long this game is.
Well, I'm
but
sure,
just-
if they're doing Dragon Quest, those are pretty long games.
Never actually heard my phone sound like the hard. I mean, there's not a hard drive in my phone, but the sound a hard drive makes as it's constantly being accessed was kind of the noise my phone was making. I thought, wow, this probably isn't good.
The bad.
Yeah.
Next topic.
So, in fall of 2007, Obsidian's going to be bringing out Neverwinter Nights 2, Mask of the Betrayer. And this is following the climactic battle against the King of Shadows.
The king.
Exactly.
The player awakens alone and stranded deep beneath the earth. Surrounded by a horde of evil spirits, the player embarks on an epic adventure that reveals his true destiny.
Epic adventure? Like epic levels? Epic levels. That's what I'm looking at. I want level 40
But they're
back.
going to give you new feats and spells, new races, new base and prestige classes. What the hell's a prestige class?
Prestige class is like...
Somebody's not familiar with Dungeons and Dragons.
guess.
Sorry, I'm not a very big D&D
What
guy.
kind of geek are you, Chad? Jeez.
Yeah, dude, you don't know anything about D&D? Did you not pen and pencil roleplay?
Actually, no.
Really?
I didn't.
Get
How
off.
are you on this show?
End
How-
the call. End the
Wow.
call.
Wow, I don't...
Whoa, what was that?
I think he ended the call.
I didn't really mean to end the call, Bob.
A prestige class, like you'll start off as a fighter, and then once you get a certain amount of skills and tailor yourself a certain way, you can become like a weapon master, or you can become like, what the hell was the other one? Not Black Knight. What's the? My manual's right here. Here, let me just.
Oh, good lord. I'm sorry, I'm not a big D&D guy.
That's
You should have
okay.
been. No, it's kind of not. Let's look.
I know, but I want to make them feel good. I don't want to make them feel bad.
A sorcerer, you like get a couple spells, and then like once you get like your lore up to level 8, or in your arcane casting up to level 3, you can become like a red dragon disciple, and like you start getting spells differently, and you start getting different points. Once they introduced prestige classes, the ability to tailor your guy in D&D increased exponentially.
Kind of like a subclass, or if you're
It's like specializing in one aspect of your base class.
that's kind of the watered down version of a prestige class. It's kind of a subclass.
I think by what you guys have been saying for the past few minutes here, you have indicated why I wasn't a D&D player young in the young days. Because I started out playing computer games very young. And all that technical stuff and stats and numbers and things you start explaining there are taken care of by the computer games.
That's true. Yeah, like your
That is
plus
true.
5 sword to ogre slaying. You don't have to worry about adding that onto your dice roll and that kind of stuff. It's just, an ogre. I do 5 more damage to it. Yeah,
I
it
miss playing pen and paper. It had its own allure, I'd have to say.
yeah.
It's just a different experience, and it's fun, but in a different way. And it's a good excuse to sit and pretend for like 3 hours.
Did you dress up while you were pretending?
No.
We're not LARPers. No.
Good.
Next topic.
The only thing Vegas needs, even though it would be totally unrealistic, is some form of grenade launcher.
There's no grenade launcher?
No, because it's all urban combat,
Oh, urban
so you
combat.
really don't want to be lobbing.
The grenades are bad enough.
Yeah, the grenades are bad enough.
Everybody I know since Raven Shield who has played is a retard when it comes to throwing a grenade.
Oh,
Yeah, nobody can throw them right.
If you want to laugh your ass off, play a urban combat type game with Chris Palladino.
Oh my God,
Watch
he
him try
sucks.
to blow something up with a grenade.
He has hit every single door frame in that game.
Oh.
Every single one.
Weren't
It
we
is
just
hysterical.
playing
Yes,
a week or
that's-
two ago,
yeah.
and it was the three of us, and I had gone down the stairs first and tried to go up to a doorway, and I don't forget if it was you or Chris. One of the two, you lobbed a grenade.
It was him,
Apparently,
dude.
it bounced off my head,
Yeah.
and since the grenade and I were moving at the same velocity forward, the grenade
Like-
just kind of bounced off my head a couple
It
times.
floated on top of his head. It was the funniest thing.
You go to like reload your machine gun or something, and instead you'll huck a grenade. And you're like, oh,
You'll like
sorry,
chuck a
sorry, sorry.
grenade
Get out of the way! Get
at
out
the
of way!
corner you're hiding in, and your buddy's behind you, so you can't get back. Or even worse, you run, and he's like, "What's going on, dude?"
It's that funny because it's happened so many times.
Oh, every door frame, fragging clear. Somebody will pop the door. Chris will go to throw a grenade, bounce it right off the top. It'll land right in front of us, and Terrace will just look at us as we all die.
I remember many times in Ravenshield, because Ravenshield had more open, like outside areas than Vegas does. So he would try and lob a grenade over a wall, and it would go all the way up and come all
all the way
down.
back down just in time to explode. It was great.
One of the really cool grenades they have is called an incendiary grenade, which just kind of explodes white hot phosphorus all over the place and just instantly incinerates anything that is in its radius, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, it's fun to watch a guy burn to death. You can like give him a quick death.
You can
and
hear
shoot
him.
in the face.
Like if you're on a
Or-
catwalk, you'll lob one of those grenades down, and all of a sudden you just hear. It's almost as good as first game I played it in was, I think, Siphon Filter, but it had a taser. But if you were sick and twisted, like apparently I am, if you kept the taser on, so you shoot a taser at somebody and it shocks them, and eventually you're supposed to, let go and they pass out. But if you leave it on, eventually they catch fire.
Oh, yes, I remember that. Yeah.
Oh man, good times.
It's a rough way to go.
Yeah, it would suck.
Next topic.
Oh man, Puzzle Quest. God, that's a fun game. I had thought that this game had a really major following. I went to the major Puzzle Quest site, and there really is not a lot of traffic on their forums.
Thing that I found out, kind of that it wasn't as big as it was, is I'd get stuck on like capturing a monster. My first thing that I always do, I'll go to GameFAQs. There's got to be a way to beat it. And for the first 2 or 3 weeks that the game was out, there was nothing on GameFAQs about Puzzle Quest at all. So it's not a popular game if somebody hasn't already developed a strategy guide
The
for
other
it.
thing here is I think maybe by the demos, the PC demo, I don't think people are getting the true experience of Puzzle Quest.
Right, yeah.
Because in the PC demo, by playing it, you might think the AI is cheating you.
Yeah.
I reached a certain point in the game, around level 20, 25, where I rarely die anymore.
The AI doesn't cheat, it's just really good, and it's really good from the start of the game.
And the other thing is, you really can't start getting your own combos probably until past the demo.
Oh, absolutely. Later than, demo levels, it was like maybe level 10 or 15 or something, but one of the spells I got is called Stun, which does 5 points of damage and your opponent loses a turn, which is perfect for setting up combos.
The demo that's out there, people will play it and go, oh my god, the AI is cheating me, when it's not
Right.
really cheating you. You just don't have the full experience with all the spells and everything.
Yeah.
That was Video Game Show episode number 33 for Friday the 13th, April 2007.
Oh my god, it's Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I forgot while we were on the show.
And they say gamers don't have good attention skills.
Any ham sandwiches, gentlemen, we would like to throw out there to the people of the world? Well, okay, first off, we gotta throw a ham sandwich to Mitch Gittleman, Michael Wolf. Both those guys deserve big ham sandwiches. Now, deserving of Shattered Dream Pie would be
A certain major corporation cable company.
Internet Telephony Software. I'm not going to say whose name it is. And developers of some recording software for said Internet Telephony Software. You guys all get nice big Shattered Dream Pies with a big glass of utter disappointment. I want to give a ham sandwich to someone who brightened my day up.
Was it the Easter Bunny?
No, it was a friend of mine I haven't talked to for 7-8 years. I called her up and she brightened my day up. So, Gula, there you go, have a ham sandwich.
It wasn't the Easter Bunny?
It was not the Easter Bunny.
It wasn't me because I was the only one on who you could bitch to right after it happened. Where's my sandwich?
You don't get one. You're on the show. See people on the show who get sandwiches. You know that.
Oh, right.
But you didn't console me for
I
hours.
tried. I mean,
I know.
I did in an email afterwards.
Ivan, you get a ham sandwich. Have one for yourself.
He doesn't get it. No, I stopped the transaction. You cannot feed the staff.
Please do not feed the staff.
There you go, guys. Good night.
Good times. Bye.
Good stuff. Utter disappointment.
Nothing better
that
than
only comes
washing
from very
down.
mournful cows.
Yep.
Udder, get it, udder, because that's where milk comes from. Udder,
The defect
get it?
in this milk
Udder.
is bleach.